man, what the do y'all know about sports?
You are now listening to the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period. Welcome back, everyone, to the What Do Women Know About Sports podcast. I am Brie Nicole.
And I'm Vicky D.
What's up?
What's going on?
You know, it's another week.
Yep, another week. How's your New Year been going? You know, it's 8 days in.
Yeah, 10 days to my birthday.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, are you excited?
I am. I think it's because January 3rd was kind of hard.
Yeah.
I was here, which was Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So the 3rd for me was kind of hard.
Yeah, Y'all saw last episode. She was kind of going through, y'all. But.
I mean, you wouldn't know unless you know me personally. But yeah, it's going. I'm 10 days out until my birthday. I feel like I'm gonna be 30. I feel like 30 is going to be.
You're gonna enter your 30s. Ooh.
Yeah. At first, I was kind of nervous about it because I was like, "Dang, I'm finna be old." Ooh. But then I thought about it. But then I was like, 30 is the start of something. It's gonna
30
be.
30 is the new 20s.
30 is that's what I've been hearing.
That's when your life, you know.
And I've heard like great things about 30. I was like, 30 is when you actually start to like.
That's when you like really you grown now. So you know you gotta get your ish together. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm excited. I feel like 30 is going to be my year, not just like personally, but like business wise too. So like I'm ready for 30. Like I'm kind of nervous about like waking up with like back pain, but hey,
it's not gonna automatically happen. You turn 30.
But yeah, we're 8 days in. I mean that 6th day in DC was a lot.
Ooh,
it was like watching Reset.
Well, I didn't even like know. Well, I don't know about everybody, but at least I didn't expect that was going to happen. Like all that. I thought they were just going to protest, do what they doing. And
I wouldn't expect that just off of a Senate runoff race. However, I will say I am happy that Kelly Loeffler is out of there.
Woo!
They do need to get her off the dream, though. They need to get her out.
Well, speaking of that, Mr. Lebron James.
Well, that's a good segue.
It is a good segue.
That's a good segue.
No. Yeah, speaking of that, LeBron James is interested in taking her WNBA team away from her.
He should.
Why?
He should, because her comments like that she made like during the whole summer about Black Lives Matter and not putting it on the jerseys, just the stuff that she was saying, and you own a professional basketball team, the women's professional basketball team, and most of your players are Black.
Right.
If you don't support your players, this is not a profession like you should be a part of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
this is not something
she did oppose the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and she protested against police brutality.
Yeah, this is not something that I feel is your calling. You should not be a part of this. So I feel like if LBJ wants to buy it from her, she should not have no drawback because she really isn't wanted. She really is not wanted. Like during the whole like WNBA season during the bubble, a lot of teams, not just the Atlanta Dream, like other teams in the league, they were wearing the shirts like they said "Vote
Warnock," yeah.
And Warnock was the dude or was the man running against her.
So yeah, he actually won last Tuesday night against her. Like it was like 50 to 49%. Like it was
close, but she's still out of there.
Right. So she is co-owner. She's been co-owner since like 2011. So
well, her time's up. Her clock is out.
Yeah. So yeah, like you mentioned, like the players did call for her to sell the team. Like the Dream players even campaigned against her. Like you said, they wore like the Vote Warnock shirts, which actually helped in his case to win. So shout out to them, first of all.
WNBA?
Yes.
Yeah, like they have always been about what's going on in the world. They take the political stance. That's why to me, I respect them so much as a league. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So apparently she has no interest in selling
she should.
the team.
She doesn't want it. She doesn't want it.
she hasn't indicated that she wanted to sell. So we don't know what's gonna happen with that.
But here's my thought about that. If you're not wanted somewhere, why do you want to stay? That's what I don't get. I do not want to be nowhere that I am not wanted. Like you know what I'm saying? If you don't want me here, I am not going to stay. Why do you want to hold on to this so bad and you know they don't want you here? Why? For why?
For why? So actually one player, Mookie Betts, plays with the Dodgers, fresh off that win. Anyway, so Mookie Betts actually, wanted to help LeBron.
Yeah.
He's like, he tweeted like, count me in. And then Carmelo Anthony, his friend, he responded by saying, let's talk, bro. Like,
because her time is up. Listen, her clock is out. It's time for her to get, like, I'm still stuck on the, if you know that you're not wanted, why do you want to keep this so bad? Like, what are you holding on to? Like, what are you holding on to? Because I feel like the relationship like that she had before she made her comment with the team and those players, I feel like their relationship, it's null and void. It's no longer. So, like, what is there to hold on to?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, yeah.
Well, y'all know where I stand. It's time for her to pack her bags. Just let it go.
Okay, so we have to talk about players that are breaking their career highs as of lately.
Hey.
There's been a lot of career highs this NBA season. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that there are no fans.
I would hope not.
I believe so.
I would hope not.
And it's like players that you would not have thought of,
or doing
like from the bench, or putting out 40, 50 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so here's the thing. I do think that when you have an arena full of people, it's a pressure on you. So with it not being any fans, it's probably a different feel. It's probably not as pressure because it's not as much like, oh, I got to show out today. I mean, I feel like you should always show out once you hit that court, field, or whatever, whether it's fans there or not. But it's probably a mind game. So with it not being any fans, it's probably like, oh, okay, maybe it's not as much stress. So, but I do think like players like, for instance, one of the Splash Brothers, Stephen Curry, I don't think that's out of the norm for him. I know Clay did it once before. Like Clay hit 60. Steph just did 62.
Yeah, he broke his teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Steph was
I think Draymond knew, and he was feeding the ball to him. It's trying to.
So weird because like Sunday, like we were discussing on the last episode about how it's like I guess can Steph carry the team? I don't think that Steph can do this every night. That's a lot.
So like the night before, the Warriors played the Trailblazers on. They played them January 1st, and they played them on January 3rd. So January 1st, and they played like the day before that game. Damian Lillard made some comments about that whole thing, like him struggling, on the team.
I saw the memes.
Yeah. So he was just like basically saying that Steph is playing with a younger team right now, and it's tough to get those quality looks that he's used to getting. And so it's just a lot of injuries on that team. And he's like, it's different than what it used to look like, the last 4 or 5 years. So he's just trying to get those looks again. And so on January 1st, when they played the Trailblazers, they beat them bad. They beat them 123-98. And so that was the day after he made those comments. So January 3rd, no. January 2nd is when he made those comments. The day before they played January 3rd. So January 3rd, that's when Steph was like...
he bought out.
Man, he was 18-31 from the field goal. He was 8-16 from 3-point.
Hey.
And then 18 from 19 from the free throw line.
Hey.
So you know how many free throw attempts this man took?
That's a lot.
Man.
Steph did his thing. I mean, I have no doubt in Steph Curry. Like, my faith in Steph Curry, it's not any less. It's just that I do kind of agree it's his team. It's a young team.
And then, again, you have Clay out.
Yeah. It's a young team.
They did play a little different once Draymond came in, because he good on that defense. But,
yeah,
it did kind of shift a little bit. Damian Lillard, he did score 32 points. CJ McCollum had 28. So I feel like, man, if they actually played in that arena, that crowd would have went insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the whole bench, did you see the game? Like, that whole bench went crazy.
But it was bananas.
Like, man, that would have been good for the fans to see.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we can see it on TV, but it's different watching on TV than actually being in like in a stadium.
It really. Have you been to a NBA game?
I haven't, but I have been to a hockey game.
It's
different.
So different.
It's different.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like any sport, like baseball. It's one thing to watch it on TV, but to be at Busch Stadium, it's a whole different feel. The same thing with the Blues. Like when you're there, whole different atmosphere. So I can definitely understand, like, if they had fans there on that night, it would have been bananas. Mm-hmm. So, like, hey, I feel like kudos to Steph. I think this was probably maybe the push like that they needed. Who knows? But this was a good look for them. So, kudos to them for that.
Mm-hmm.
Not Damian Lillard. Who else was breaking records?
Bradley Beal. So, St. Louis's own Chaminade. St. Louis's own Bradley Beal plays for the Washington Wizards. If you're under a rock, living under a rock. I
hope not.
Right. So he scored his career high 60 points.
Yes.
Tying a franchise record with none other than Gilbert Arenas back in 2006. Oof. So yeah.
Hey, listen, I feel like I like Bradley Beal as a player.
Me too.
I saw your status on Facebook earlier today.
I know. Why you ain't commenting?
Because I knew we would come here.
Okay.
Yeah. I like Bradley Beal as a player. And so I feel the same about Bradley Beal how I possibly could feel about a few other players. If you don't have the key factors around you, I don't think he's underrated. I think it's the team.
I feel like he is kind of underrated. But so with his performance, they still managed to lose to the 76ers. 141 to 136.
Okay.
Like they at one point, they did tie, like late in the fourth quarter, they did tie, but they still managed to lose. So y'all talking about Steph Curry need help? This dude.
He need help. And it's so weird because, like, he had John Wall. John Wall is now in Houston, but you got Westbrook. Is that not working? Like,
but I mean, Westbrook got to know that, Brett, that's his team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you can be
However, I do agree now because as I'm sitting here thinking about it, Bradley Beal was a player who I feel was left off the NBA All-Star last season, and he should not have been.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why.
I mean, at one point, this dude was making 50 back-to-back 50-point games. Like at one point, like
and that's when they took it. That's when they left him off the All-Star, and I'm not sure why. I don't think it's fair. But then, so I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Even Westbrook is just not enough. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Bradley Beal doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Yeah.
So, and he did let out his frustrations. Like, dude was pissed.
I would too.
So, to quote, I'm gonna quote what he said. He said, "I'm pissed off. I'm mad. I don't count them. Any of my career highs, they've been in losses, so I don't give a damn. You can throw it right out the window with the other 2 or 3 I've had. I just want to win. Sometimes you might be able to score 40, 50, 60, whatever the case may be, but I just want to win, whatever that looks like. We came up a little bit short tonight." So he was pissed. So
I'm not saying don't count them, but I do understand what he's saying.
I understand what he said, don't count them, because it don't count if you don't win.
But it's still
part of, right.
It's still part of your
he's just mad right now, obviously.
Yeah.
But you can tell, dude been with the Wizards his entire career since 2012. So
and
just imagine.
It's been kind of hard.
And Wizards is a sucky team. So, like, I feel like he should have been gone. Like, he should have been left and with a team that,
I always wonder why certain players don't leave.
Probably loyalty.
Yeah. Because I told you, I had that question about Devin Booker. Now, currently the Phoenix Suns are doing pretty well.
They are.
But before this season, I always used to wonder, like, why does Devin Booker stay? And so it could possibly be loyalty or just one day thinking like
you
oh,
never
it's going
know.
to click.
It may be this year.
It may be this season where it's just going to all just click on all cylinders.
Never know.
You just never know. But like that's something that I always wonder about key players, like who are on. I don't want to say less, like
sucky
less
teams. You said.
Yeah. I just wonder.
or they with a team with no help.
Yeah, like when you don't have the help, like why do you stay? That's just a question. Yeah. But even though Bradley Beal like may not acknowledge his accomplishment like that he did, we're going to acknowledge it because I feel like a career high is a career high which goes like towards your overall stats. So kudos to him on that.
Yeah.
Kudos.
It's just messed up because like I like Bradley Beal too.
I do too.
He's a great player, but injuries like at the beginning of his career, like he been injured. Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because somebody on my stat was like, maybe this is his year to shine.
Could be.
But with Westbrook, can he really shine? Like,
I think so.
This is his team. So.
I think so. So, and I say that because when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, it was
already established that was
right. And Kevin Durant, it didn't do whatever Steph Curry still did. It didn't.
Right. Yeah. You're right.
So I don't think.
And it didn't do anything that he did either.
Or what
contributed.
Or what Clay did. So
right.
I don't think that Westbrook being there. I don't think it's gonna do. Even if this is Bradley Beal's year, I don't think Westbrook is going to stop that.
Westbrook needs to kind of step it up a little bit. Mm-hmm.
I think that as well. But I do think I do
because Westbrook in the game he only had 20 points. He did have 12 assists though, which was mostly probably to Beal. Mm-hmm. But bruh,
I do think like they are still trying to adjust to each other.
Beal needs some help. Like come on,
he does, and it could also be like an adjustment thing. Like they're trying
they still probably probably trying to. Yeah.
I'm giving you some leeway. I'm giving them some leeway. I'm giving you an inch. Don't take a mile.
Trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
All right, another player who had a career high was Gordon Hayward.
Hey, shout out to Gordon.
Former Celtics player, now Hornets player. He looks weird in a Hornets uniform. Just saying.
He does.
You just used to see him in the Celtics.
I'm so used to being him. And it's so weird. I can't even picture him even being. He played for the Jazz at one point. I can't even picture.
He did. Before he did.
I can't even picture that anymore.
He did play for Jazz.
All I think of is him as a Celtic.
He did play. I forgot about that.
But yeah, he
sure
played
did.
for the Jazz at one point. I can't even picture that.
Sure did. But yeah, he got his career high 44 points in a win against the Atlanta Hawks, another sucky team. I mean, y'all know Atlanta sports teams suck in general, but
the struggle of it all.
Atlanta suck.
The struggle of it all.
Right. But yes, he had a good night as well. He's the Gordon Hayward that we love, you know, since that injury. Horrible.
Listen, it was a horrible injury.
Whew.
I remember
Dude, I felt
watching
bad
it. I kept watching it on repeat. And stuff like that makes me so like, I don't know why. I just kept watching it.
I know.
It was crazy.
But I'm glad he, But when he came back from the injury, like he came back on a team that had had Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
They had, who did they have at the time?
Jason Tatum was there. Was it Kemba Walker?
I don't think was he there. But
I think Kemba was there before Kyrie came. No, it was Jason Tatum. It wasn't.
You got Jaylen Brown.
It wasn't Kyrie. Wasn't there yet? Was Kyrie there
when Gordon Hayward came back from his injury?
Was it Kyrie?
No, I think he was with the Nets because I'm not sure. But anyway.
Because it's been some changes in Boston.
It has.
Yeah.
So he didn't really get to,
catch a flow.
Yeah, because we had already had these star players. He came back from the injury, so it's like, So now, since they traded him, he got traded. Now he playing with LaMelo, and he plays good with LaMelo.
This will be his moment to
LaMelo's
shine.
still not starting, but
That bothers you, doesn't it?
Yes,
that
like he
bothers
needs
you.
to start. Maybe they just.
Maybe it's because he a rookie. They don't
probably.
They don't want to start.
But I
him.
mean, come on.
It's not. Listen, it is nothing wrong with coming off the bench. A six man,
right?
A 6 man, because when Lamar Odom played for the Lakers, like he came off the bench, and I like Lamar as a player.
Yeah, it's like
So it's nothing wrong with coming off the bench as long as you come off the bench
and
do what you're supposed to do.
Right. Speaking of doing your job,
hey,
let's talk about Kyrie Diva Irving. So Kyrie just decided not to show up and play against the 76ers on January 7th.
Which was Thursday.
Yes. My mom's birthday, shout out.
Happy birthday to Mom.
Yes.
Hey,
It's a good day. But anyway, yeah, he decided not to come to work.
Okay.
So let's get to the details first before you rant. Okay. I got to lay it down for the people because it just happened like yesterday, a couple days ago. So he missed the Nets. He missed the game that the Nets still ended up winning, 122-109 against the 76ers. It was listed as personal reasons. So before tip-off, the coach Steve Nash said he had no clue what those reasons were. He didn't know afterwards, and there are reports saying that he was upset, or Irving was upset because of what happened Wednesday, at the Capitol. So, and another report was saying that his reasons for playing was, I just didn't want to play. Simple as that. So Nash admitted after the game that he still hadn't communicated directly with Irving, but he did say he wouldn't characterize that situation that way. So yeah, he said, quote, he hasn't spoken to him yet. He can't really comment because he can't speak to him. He hasn't spoken to him, and his personal reasons. So, that's pretty much that. So, and they were without Kevin Durant. They were out. So Kevin Durant was out, and Tyler Johnson was out because of potential exposure to COVID.
Yeah.
So even though neither has tested positive at this point,
I think
we
Kevin
don't know.
was around somebody who does have COVID.
Right. So Steve Nash did say that KD could be back for Sunday's game against Oklahoma City Thunder if he tests negative.
Yeah.
Right. So they didn't have Kyrie. They didn't have Kevin Durant. They still ended up winning. Also, Irving did communicate with his teammates, though. Somebody in the organization and his teammates, and he explained the circumstance. Like, why didn't you? Okay, go ahead.
So the article I read was an ESPN article. Mm-hmm. And he said it was personal reasons.
Right.
It also said that Steve Nash. It said that Steve Nash, like you just said, like did not know the reason. But it also said he did talk to his teammates, and the teammates knew, and the one teammate was like, it was personal.
Yeah.
So if it was personal, if he was upset about what happened Wednesday, or if he just didn't want to play, it's 3 different stories going around. We probably would never know the real answer. If it was personal, and he probably doesn't want to discuss it right now, I get that. If you just didn't show up to work, that's a problem.
But my thing is, that's fine and all. I get it. It's some days I don't want to come to work either.
Every day of the week. Every day.
Right. But it's the communication.
Yeah.
Your coach don't know.
But your
teammates gonna.
Yeah. Yeah.
The communication is just not there.
Or even if he was upset about what happened at the Capitol, because I know over the summer, Kyrie did not play in the bubble, and I know he was very.
But
involved.
he was injured.
Yeah,
he was coming something like that.
But he was very involved and vocal about what was happening in the world. So that could have probably was a set off. Even if it was, you communicate that. It's nothing to communicate. You communicate that. So I'm not exactly sure, and I cannot speculate because it's so many different theories going around as to why you did not play. But if you don't tell anybody, you should at least tell your coach, hey, today just not it for me. I mean, that probably wouldn't have been a standard or a good enough response.
But I'm like, what job
Hey, that's
can let you just not play, like not come to work and don't get fired?
Hey,
like if I did that at work, man.
But we don't make millions.
I don't care.
Yeah, but we don't make millions. We don't make millions, okay?
I don't.
That's not a typical everyday job.
Do the NBA got PTO? Like, what's up?
They might. It's probably a sick day. It's probably a sick day. That is not a typical everyday job like yours.
Dude, like, y'all play 70-something games out the year, 70-something days out the year.
I work 365.
Exactly.
But still.
Y'all play about how many months? Like, 9 months almost? 9 months out of the year. Like, come on.
Well, hey.
I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying because, like, my job, I just can't be like, I feel like it today.
And just not tell nobody. Just don't come to work. I mean, I know some people who have done it.
But then again, I don't work for the National Basketball Association. Apparently
they can get away with a lot.
And they might find him. Like, we don't know.
They may.
They may end up finding him. Like, it may come out that he will be fine. Who knows? Because, like, my job doesn't fine me. It may be a firing, not a fine. Mm-hmm. So yeah, hopefully, like Kyrie get it under control. You know?
So apparently, Kyrie is set to miss today's game. Well, January 8th against the Memphis Grizzlies. So
okay.
He did not travel with the team. So he's probably not going to play in tonight's game against the Grizzlies. So.
Now, if he shows up Sunday if Kevin Durant returns, then I'm gonna have some questions because I'm gonna hold off and see if he plays, and then
I'll
let y'all know next week.
Okay. I think I know what you're trying to say, but okay.
It's just a question though. It's just gonna be a simple question. That's all.
Well.
It's just gonna be a question. However, I did watch last night's game between the Denver Nuggets and the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
Listen, at one point the Nuggets the Nuggets were up or the Mavs? One of them were up. I cannot remember. But in their fourth quarter at the end, they were trading threes. So the Mavericks were up by.
Wasn't it like a battle against Luka Doncic and
It was like Doncic and then Jokic and then another player on the Mavs too, because like he hit like 3 threes in a row. Mm-hmm. Regardless, at the end of regulation, at the end of the fourth, Jokic hit a jumper, and so it sent into like overtime because like it was tied at 109 each. Listen. It was at like 12:30. I had to go to sleep.
You know, West Coast.
So I woke up this morning, checked the score, and the Mavs did win in overtime. But it was a good game. Just to see like them play, I was just like, oh, we trading threes tonight. Well, I like this. It was an interesting game. They both got a good squad. They got some squads.
Yeah. Nuggets kind of struggling a little bit, but you know, it's the beginning of the season.
I think all the teams who went to the bubble kind of struggling.
It's kind of Heat, kind of struggling a little bit, you know.
All the teams that went to the bubble, they struggling a little bit.
Yeah. So that whole comment from Jason Tatum, I don't know if you seen his comment.
What did he say?
About players, some players playing good in the bubble, like that's getting all these points, you know.
And then it's the teams. I don't know if you see
that but I think he was taking shots at like TJ Warren, but you know.
And then it's the teams like who were not in the bubble, who are doing like fairly well.
So 76ers are actually the best team as of right now.
Philadelphia.
So and then like the Suns, you know, but yeah.
This is an interesting season.
Yeah, but it's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning.
So.
But I will say, like, last night's game was pretty lit. I liked it. So shout out to the Mavs and to the Nuggets. I'm looking forward just to see what else is going to happen for the rest of this season.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be interesting.
Right. So, yeah. And we'll talk about, you know, all the, you know, losses, you know, NFL wise, as you know, Super Bowl is coming up pretty soon.
How
you know?
is that gonna work?
What,
Super Bowl Sunday? Like
The Weeknd is performing, right? Super Bowl, yeah. He
I
is.
know, but is it gonna be fans there?
Probably not. Well, because some teams are letting fans. Yeah, I don't know.
We in a pandemic still.
In a what?
A
panty?
A panty. We're in a panty. It's a pandemic.
Not a panty. Wow.
We in a pandemic.
In the panorama.
Still. So I'm just wondering, like, how is that gonna work?
I don't know. I mean,
that's my question.
there ain't gonna be no fans.
Well, some games, like, fans are allowed, but it's so odd.
They've actually started letting like a tiny bit of fans in NBA games. I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Like they've let like a pinch full of people in there.
I'm just so
like one of my
curious.
friends was actually at the Pelicans game.
Oh,
Yeah.
lit.
Yeah, because he said they let people, I guess like people waited outside and they let like some people come in. I was like, what?
Okay. Oh, I do know. My favorite time of the year is March Madness. The NCAA, they will be having March Madness. It's going to be Indiana. It's going to be Indiana. It's going to be at different locations because it's so many games. They cannot house all of the games in one area, so it's going to be so many. It's going to be games in so many like different arenas around the city. So I'm looking forward to that and just more updates on that. I believe the NCAA like the football championship is on Monday. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I do believe that Alabama is playing. Roll Tide. I'm not sure who they're playing against, but I know Alabama is playing. So I will say that. So I'm gonna watch that game. I'm gonna watch that. I don't know why I like college football more than NFL, but I will watch a college football game.
I think episode we stated the reasons why, but you know,
It's more fun.
yeah, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really playing for nothing, so it's like they get,
True.
you know,
They get the show out. Show out. And we're still just giving y'all a preview as to what the season will look like. But this was a pretty legit episode. I like this.
You silly. Yes, so make sure you check out all our socials. Our Twitter is What Do Women Know 1, and that's KNO, the number 1.
Our Instagram, it is WDWKAS Podcast. And the YouTube, it is also WDWKAS Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out the merch as well.
Mm-hmm. Get your mask. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get you a
your
mask,
hats.
a hat,
Get your shirt.
Oh,
Yeah. Get all that.
all of that. Because, like, listen, we in a pandemic, you need a mask. As always, I am Brina Cole.
And I'm Vicky D.
We'll see you next week. Peace.
Hey, man, what the do y'all know about sports?